Do you have ideal vision of yourself? Or have you ever had them before? I'm sure that everyone will answer that they have or had experience of their vision of the future. Of course, I have that vision before. And of course, the idol has changed as many ways as I've grown older. For example, when I was in kindergarten, I wanted to be pastry chef, and when I was in elementary school, I wanted to be cabin attendant or a doctor. What do you think of my current idol vision for future? The ideal me that I envision now is work for United Nations to eradicate social problems. We live in a world with many social problems exist. Among them, the issues I focus on the most are poverty, hunger, and equality. The UN agency I would like to work for, Food and Agriculture Organization, aims to address these problems. I would like to work for this agency to eradicate poverty and develop the economic and social development of poor people. My interest in hunger, poverty, and equality, among the other social issues, was sparked by an experience. I used to live in the US when I was in junior high school. At the time, I still did not know about these issues in their proper forms. I feel like it was a story in some distant country, and somewhat like someone else's problem. I had a sparkling good image of the United States when I went to the United States at the first time. I saw many homeless people on ordinary streets. They ranges from mothers with children to elderly people. This experience was something I had only seen on TV or other media. And it was a very shocking experience for me. And at that time, I wondered what would happen to other poor countries, even in a rich country like US has so many disparity and poverty problems. When I became a high school student and had some knowledge of these social issues, I attended the SDGs lecture in my high school. In the lecture, I heard from a person who worked in international organization and learned about even more difficult situations. I heard that lecturer say that we should not do what someone decides, but be the one who decides. And I began to think I would like to not only deepen my interest and understanding of the social issues, but also work for United Nations to make society better through such efforts. The FAO is an organization providing technical advice and assistance to the poor people, especially for farmers. What is special for me is that even now, many international organizations work with many poor people. There are various aid and assistance like provide material assistance or fair trade. However, I believe that most important and wonderful thing that we can do is provide advice like FAO's efforts so that poor people can get food with their own hands. Of course, the kind of assistance I just mentioned before is also important. But I believe that most important thing to the people who are in difficult situation is to improve their own lives by themselves. would like to work for this institution to create a society in which all people can live independently and without worrying about food. Here's the problem. I had a vision what I would like to be in the future. The closest role model I can think of is Malala Yousafzai. She has courageously stood up for her beliefs and gave courage and hope to many people, and I am one of them who has been inspired by her. I have been described my friends that striving to achieve my goals. However, there's a few things that's preventing me from becoming a brave person that I aspire to be. That is, lack of self-confidence and overthinking about everything. Confidence is not that something I can suddenly acquire today, nor is discipline something that I can quickly acquire. I would like to try to develop confidence and the ability to make a quick decision by living each day disciplined and gaining experience as I continue to accumulate small steps. I believe that working for an world organization like the United Nations to solve social issues is by no means an easy task. I do not have much experience, of course. I am determined to make this dream come true, which grew out from my small experiences. I believe that I can bring social significance by improving the lives of socially vulnerable people with problems, transcending nationalities, and bringing influence on countries around the world. And this presentation is just my first step for it. But I would like to work steadily toward my vision of future. Thank you for listening.